What if every word you utter, every phrase you habitually use, is not merely a fleeting sound, but a potent, energetic command, a subtle yet powerful incantation, actively shaping your financial reality and meticulously weaving the very fabric of your abundance or lack thereof? Too often, we speak without full awareness, unaware that our daily language is constantly programming our subconscious mind and broadcasting a specific vibrational request to the universe. This book is your awakening to this profound truth. It will illuminate the path to mastering your everyday words, transforming them from unconscious saboteurs into conscious, powerful allies that attract wealth, cultivate prosperity, and build a life aligned with your highest potential for joy and fulfillment. Speak and attract. Use daily words of abundance, written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. The Power of Words. Imagine for a moment that your words are like invisible, potent seeds, each one spoken or even thought with intention, carrying within it the blueprint for a future reality. Every phrase you use, every declaration you make about yourself, your finances, or your prospects is planted into the fertile ground of your subconscious mind and broadcasted into the vast, responsive field of universal energy. Are you consciously choosing to sow seeds of vibrant wealth, boundless opportunity, and joyful success? Or are you perhaps unknowingly scattering seeds of limitation, doubt, and lack, only to wonder why your life's garden yields a less than abundant harvest? Consider Sarah, a kind and talented individual who often lamented her financial struggles. She would frequently say things like, "I'm always broke by the end of the month. Good things like that never happen to me," or "I just can't seem to get ahead." Though she yearned for a more prosperous life, Sarah was largely unaware that her habitual words were acting as powerful affirmations, diligently instructing her reality to conform to the very limitations she was voicing, thereby keeping the abundance that was her natural right just out of reach. She had not yet awakened to the immense creative power embedded within her own everyday language. The fundamental challenge for countless individuals seeking to transform their financial reality and cultivate a pervasive sense of prosperity is this profound lack of awareness concerning the true energetic and creative power of their words. Many people speak casually, reactively, or from ingrained habit, especially when discussing sensitive topics like money, success, or their personal capabilities, without realizing that their language is not merely descriptive, but actively formative. This creates a significant and often frustrating pain point, a persistent disconnect between their conscious desires for abundance and the reality they experience. They might wish for wealth but constantly speak of their debts or financial worries. They might dream of success but repeatedly engage in negative self-talk that undermines their confidence. They might affirm positive intentions in one moment, but then negate them with words of doubt or complaint in the next. This happens because we carry distinct vibrational frequencies. Words of lack, fear, and limitation emit a low, contractive energy that repels prosperity, while words of abundance, confidence, and possibility radiate a high, expansive energy that attracts it. When individuals are unaware of this power, their words can inadvertently become their greatest obstacle, reinforcing limiting beliefs, programming their subconscious for struggle, and broadcasting a frequency to the universe that is misaligned with the joy and fulfillment they truly seek. The transformative solution, the foundational key to unlocking your ability to speak and attract the life you desire, lies in awakening to and consciously harnessing the power of words. This involves a profound shift in understanding, recognizing that your words are not just passive communicators of existing reality, but active, energetic tools that shape your perception, influence your emotions, program your subconscious mind, and send potent vibrational signals out into the universe, which then responds in kind. The core idea is that by becoming a mindful and deliberate user of language, choosing words that consistently align with abundance, success, and well-being, you can fundamentally alter your energetic frequency and thereby transform your manifested experience. This is not about suppressing genuine feelings or engaging in mere positive thinking without inner conviction, but about learning to wield your linguistic power with wisdom, intention, and an understanding of its creative impact. The benefits of this awakening are truly life-altering. You will gain a powerful new tool for conscious creation. Find your self-talk becoming more supportive and empowering. Notice your emotional state improving as your language shifts, and witness your external reality beginning to beautifully reflect the more prosperous and joyful narratives you choose to speak into being. This is about reclaiming your voice as an instrument of deliberate manifestation. The journey to harness the power of your words begins with cultivating a heightened awareness of your current linguistic habits, especially those related to money, abundance, and your own potential. For a few days, become a keen observer of the words and phrases you typically use in conversations, in your self-talk, and even in your written communications like emails or social media posts. You might keep a small word journal, noting down any recurring negative, limiting, or scarcity-based language you catch yourself using. Do you often say, "I can't afford it," "That's too expensive," "I'm so unlucky with money," or "It's always a struggle"? Simply noticing these patterns without judgment is the first step to changing them. Next, begin to understand that words carry distinct vibrational energies. Experiment with this. Say a word like failure or poverty, and notice the subtle feeling or contraction it creates in your body or your mood. Then, say a word like success or wealth, and observe the different sensation, perhaps one of expansion or lightness. This simple exercise helps you to viscerally connect with the energetic impact of language. A particularly potent aspect of this power lies in I am statements. Whatever follows the words I am is a powerful declaration to your subconscious mind and to the universe about who you are and what you are choosing to experience. Become acutely aware of how you complete this phrase. Are you saying I am struggling or I am capable and resourceful? Consciously choose I am statements that affirm your desired state of abundance and well-being. It is also vital to recognize the impact of habitual negative self-talk, those inner criticisms or doubts that often play on a loop. These words, though perhaps unspoken, still carry significant power in shaping your self-perception and your energetic frequency. Start to gently challenge and reframe these inner dialogues. Finally, begin to make conscious choices to replace limiting language with empowering alternatives. Instead of "it's a problem," try "it's a challenge that holds an opportunity." Instead of "I hope I can," try "I am confident I will," or "I am in the process of achieving." These subtle shifts in daily vocabulary begin to rewire your brain and your energy for success. Consider Olivia, who frequently used phrases like, "It's so hard to make ends meet," and "I'll probably never be able to afford a really nice vacation." After learning about the power of words, she started paying close attention to her daily language. She was shocked to realize how often she spoke from a place of limitation. She began a simple practice. Every time she caught herself using a scarcity-based phrase, she would gently stop and then rephrase it. "It's so hard to make ends meet" became, "I am learning to manage my finances wisely and attract more opportunities for income." "I'll probably never afford a nice vacation" transformed into, "I am excited about planning and saving for a wonderful vacation that I truly deserve." She also started focusing on the emotional impact of her words, noticing how speaking more positively made her feel more hopeful and energized. This initial shift in her awareness and her deliberate rephrasing didn't instantly change her bank balance, but it profoundly changed her inner state, her energy, and her perception of possibilities. This new linguistic foundation was the crucial first step that began to open her up to attracting more abundant circumstances into her life. Olivia was discovering that her words were indeed powerful seeds, and she was now consciously choosing to plant a garden of prosperity. Now that you have begun to awaken to the profound and often untapped power embedded within your everyday words, understanding them as potent energetic seeds for your reality, a crucial question emerges. How exactly does the language you consistently use, both spoken and unspoken, sculpt the intricate landscape of your financial abundance and your overall experience of prosperity? How can you begin to consciously use your words not just as descriptors of your current situation, but as powerful, deliberate tools to shape a more wealthy and fulfilling future? The next chapter will delve into the fascinating ways your language directly influences and creates your abundance. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. Language Shapes Abundance. Imagine your mind as a master sculptor, and your daily language, the words you speak, the thoughts you entertain, the stories you tell yourself and others, as the very chisel that diligently shapes the raw marble of universal potential into the tangible reality of your financial life and overall sense of abundance. Every word, imbued with its unique vibrational energy, makes an imprint, carving out either a masterpiece of prosperity and fulfillment or a monument to limitation and struggle. Consider James, an entrepreneur who was incredibly skilled and innovative, but whose business never seemed to achieve the level of success he felt it deserved. He often found himself complaining to friends about how tough the market is, how clients are always trying to lowball him, or how he's constantly on the verge of a breakthrough that never quite materializes. While James believed he was merely describing his objective reality, he was, in fact, powerfully reinforcing and perpetuating that very reality through his consistent use of scarcity-focused, problem-oriented language. His words were meticulously sculpting a business environment that mirrored his linguistic landscape, preventing him from experiencing the pervasive sense of prosperity that could be his if he chose different tools, different words, to shape his experience. The critical problem for many individuals seeking to transform their financial reality and cultivate a life of joy and fulfillment is this often unconscious yet profoundly impactful way in which their habitual language actively shapes their experience of abundance or lack thereof. They may not realize that the words they use daily are not just passive reflections of their circumstances, but are in fact powerful energetic directives that influence their beliefs, prime their subconscious mind, dictate their emotional states, guide their actions, and signal to the universe what they expect and are available to receive. This creates a significant pain point, a persistent cycle where their spoken reality reinforces their limited financial conditions, and their limited conditions then seem to justify their scarcity language. For example, if someone consistently says, "I can never catch a break," their subconscious mind internalizes this as an instruction. Their energy field attunes to the frequency of no breaks, and they may unconsciously overlook or even repel opportunities that could be their break. Their language becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, trapping them in a reality that feels difficult to change, not because external abundance is unavailable, but because their linguistic framework continuously recreates patterns of lack and limitation, hindering their highest potential. The transformative solution lies in consciously recognizing and embracing the profound truth that language shapes abundance. This is a powerful mindset shift that moves you from being a passive victim of your linguistic habits to becoming a deliberate and skillful architect of your prosperity through the conscious and intentional use of your words. The core idea is that by consistently choosing language that reflects and affirms abundance, success, possibility, and deservingness, you begin to actively reshape your subconscious programming, elevate your energetic frequency, alter your perception of what is available to you, and send clear, resonant signals to the universe that you are aligned with and ready for greater wealth and fulfillment. This isn't about denying challenges, but about framing your reality and your potential in words that empower and attract, rather than disempower and repel. The benefits of mastering this linguistic alchemy are truly life-changing. You will find your internal dialogue becoming more supportive and optimistic, your emotional resilience increasing, your ability to spot and act on opportunities enhancing significantly, and your external financial reality beginning to tangibly transform as it aligns with the new, more prosperous language you are consistently speaking into being. The journey to consciously use your language to shape abundance begins with a deeper level of mindful awareness of your current abundance vocabulary, or lack thereof. Pay close attention to how you speak about money specifically. Do you use words like debt, bills, can't afford, struggle, expensive, more often than words like income, investment, value, opportunity, prosperous, flow? Notice the dominant themes in your financial conversations and self-talk. Are you more focused on problems or solutions, on limitations or possibilities? This awareness is your diagnostic tool. Once you have a clearer picture of your current linguistic patterns, begin the practice of energetic word substitution. Identify common scarcity-based words or phrases you use and consciously choose more empowering, abundance-aligned alternatives. For example, instead of thinking or saying, "I have so many bills to pay," which evokes a feeling of burden, you could reframe it as, "I am grateful for the services these payments represent, and I manage my financial outflows with wisdom as more abundance flows to me." Instead of "That's too expensive," which signals lack, try, "I am choosing to allocate my resources differently right now," or "I am creating the means to afford that easily." This reframing shifts the underlying energy. Another powerful technique is to consciously incorporate more abundance activators into your daily speech. These are words and phrases that naturally carry a high prosperous vibration, such as opportunity, potential, growth, success, thriving, blessings, gratitude, overflowing, limitless, value, contribution, wealth, prosperity, joyful expansion. Sprinkle these words generously into your thoughts and conversations about your life and your finances. Furthermore, become mindful of the stories you tell about your financial past, present, and future. If you find yourself repeatedly recounting tales of hardship or struggle, you are keeping that energy alive. Consciously choose to reframe past challenges as learning experiences that have made you stronger and wiser, and begin to articulate a new compelling story for your prosperous future, speaking of your goals and dreams as if they are already in the process of unfolding successfully. Finally, pay attention to the questions you ask yourself. Instead of, "Why is this so hard?" which presupposes difficulty, ask, "How can this be easier and more joyful?" Or "What is the opportunity hidden within this challenge?" Empowering questions lead to empowering answers and shape a more abundant reality. Consider Amelia, a small business owner who, despite her passion, often found herself speaking to her partner about how tight things are this month, or how worried she was about finding enough clients. This language, she realized, was keeping her in a state of anxiety and likely repelling the very client flow she desired. She decided to consciously reshape her abundance through language. She started a prosperity phrases list, writing down positive and empowering ways to speak about her business and finances. Instead of tight things, she began to say, "I am focusing on attracting a steady stream of ideal clients and managing my cash flow with increasing wisdom." When worry surfaced, she would affirm, "My business is a channel for abundance, and all my needs are always met with ease." She also made a point to speak with enthusiasm and confidence about the value her services provided. This shift in language wasn't instantaneous in its external effects, but Amelia noticed she immediately felt more optimistic, resourceful, and less stressed. Soon after, she landed 2 significant new clients, and her overall business energy felt more vibrant and attractive. Amelia learned that by deliberately choosing words that shaped an abundant reality, she was indeed co-creating it. Now that you understand the profound power of your words and have begun to see how your everyday language actively shapes your experience of abundance, you are ready to take a more proactive role in redesigning your linguistic landscape. How do you then move beyond mere awareness and substitution to systematically and effectively rewire your entire daily vocabulary, transforming it into a consistent, powerful, and automatic generator of prosperous thoughts, feelings, and manifestations? The next chapter will guide you through this vital reprogramming process. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3. Rewire Daily Vocabulary. Imagine your daily vocabulary as the intricate network of pathways through which your thoughts and beliefs about abundance travel and gain expression. If these pathways are predominantly paved with words of lack, limitation, and doubt, then even your best intentions for wealth can get bogged down or diverted. But what if you could consciously and systematically rewire this entire linguistic network, transforming your everyday vocabulary into a superhighway for prosperous thoughts, empowering feelings, and and effortless manifestations. Consider David, who had become aware that his language often leaned towards scarcity. He understood intellectually that words shape abundance, but he found that his old habitual phrases, like, "That's impossible," "I wish I could, but," or "It's always a struggle," still slipped out frequently, almost unconsciously, especially when he was tired or stressed. While he was trying to think more positively, his deeply ingrained vocabulary was still acting as a subtle anchor to his old reality, preventing him from consistently speaking and therefore attracting the abundant life he truly desired. He needed a more dedicated process to fundamentally rewire his everyday verbal habits. The core problem for many individuals striving to use their words to attract wealth is that even with an understanding of the power of language, their habitual daily vocabulary remains largely unexamined and unchanged. Years, even decades, of unconsciously using words and phrases rooted in scarcity, self-limitation, or negative expectation have created deep neural pathways in the brain. This makes it challenging to consistently speak from a place of abundance, as the old linguistic habits tend to resurface automatically, particularly in spontaneous conversation or during moments of stress. This creates a significant pain point, a frustrating inconsistency between their conscious desire to speak and attract abundance and their actual everyday verbal output. They might affirm prosperity in the morning, but then spend the rest of the day complaining about expenses, doubting their abilities, or speaking pessimistically about their future, effectively neutralizing their positive intentions. Without a focused effort to rewire their daily vocabulary at a fundamental level, their words continue to inadvertently reinforce old patterns, making it difficult to build sustained momentum towards their financial goals and the joyful, fulfilled life that is their highest potential. The transformative solution lies in the conscious, systematic, and joyful practice of rewiring your daily vocabulary. This is an active and ongoing process of identifying your most common limiting words and phrases, and then diligently, consistently replacing them with carefully chosen, high-vibration alternatives that resonate with wealth, possibility, and empowerment until these new words become your natural, spontaneous way of speaking. The core idea is that by intentionally upgrading your everyday language, you are not just changing how you sound, but you are fundamentally retraining your brain, reprogramming your subconscious mind, and recalibrating your energetic frequency to be in constant alignment with abundance. This rewiring makes positive, prosperous self-expression your default mode, rather than an effortful exception. The benefits of this deep linguistic transformation are truly profound. Your self-talk will become a consistent source of encouragement and confidence. Your conversations will naturally uplift and inspire both yourself and others. Your emotional baseline will elevate as your words reinforce positive feelings, and you will find yourself effortlessly attracting more opportunities and resources as your entire verbal output becomes a powerful, coherent magnet for the abundant life you are designing. The journey of rewiring your daily vocabulary into a potent tool for attracting wealth begins with a more focused and intentional linguistic audit than before. For a set period, perhaps 1 week, carry a small notebook or use a dedicated app to specifically capture the exact words and phrases you use when talking about money, your work, your goals, your challenges, and your self-worth. Be particularly attentive to common filler words or habitual exclamations that might carry negative connotations, e.g., "Oh no, another bill!" or "That's a nightmare." Once you have a list of your most frequently used limiting or scarcity-based vocabulary, the next step is to create a personal abundance thesaurus. For each negative or limiting word phrase, brainstorm several positive, empowering, and abundance-aligned alternatives. For example, if you often say, "I'm worried about," your alternatives might be, "I am focusing on a positive outcome for," or "I am exploring solutions regarding." If "I can't afford it" is common, your new phrases could include, "That's not a priority for my spending right now," or "I am choosing to invest in other areas at the moment," or "I'm creating the resources for that." The key is to choose replacements that feel authentic, yet also gently stretch you towards a more prosperous perspective. Once you have your abundance thesaurus, the practice of conscious substitution begins. Every time you catch yourself about to use an old limiting word or phrase, make a deliberate effort to pause and choose one of your new, empowering alternatives instead. This will feel awkward at first, like learning a new language, but consistency is key. Another powerful technique is to intentionally flood your vocabulary with high-vibration abundance words throughout your day. Make a list of words like prosperous, thriving, successful, grateful, abundant, limitless, opportunity, value, joyful, easy, flow, and find natural ways to weave them into your conversations, your emails, and your self-talk. This actively raises the overall frequency of your communication. Furthermore, practice future pacing with your language. When speaking about your goals, use terms that imply their current or imminent reality, such as, I am in the process of attracting, or I am excited as I witness the unfolding of, rather than I hope someday I will. This linguistic framing powerfully aligns your energy with successful manifestation. Finally, be patient and compassionate with yourself during this rewiring process. Old habits die hard, and you will likely slip up. When you do, simply notice it without judgment, gently correct yourself if appropriate, and recommit to your new, abundant vocabulary. Consider Ben, who wanted to attract more clients for his freelance graphic design business. He realized his daily vocabulary was peppered with self-deprecating humor about being a struggling artist and frequent comments about how hard it is to find good clients. He created his abundance thesaurus. Struggling artist became a thriving creative professional. Hard to find good clients became, I easily connect with ideal clients who value my unique talents. He put these new phrases on sticky notes around his computer. When on calls with potential clients, if he felt the urge to downplay his skills, an old habit, he would consciously pause and instead speak confidently about the value he offered, using words from his new vocabulary. He also started describing his business to friends and family using terms like growing, exciting, and full of potential. This deliberate rewiring of his daily vocabulary not only shifted his own internal state to one of greater confidence and optimism, but also began to change how others perceived him and his business. He started attracting more inquiries from higher caliber clients, and his income began to reflect his new, more prosperous way of speaking about himself and his work. Ben discovered that his words were truly his wand. Now that you are awakening to the power of your words, understanding how language shapes your abundance, and have embarked on the vital journey of consciously rewiring your daily vocabulary, you are building a potent linguistic foundation for prosperity. But how do you then move beyond just changing words to actively, intentionally, and consistently speak wealth into being in all areas of your life, using your voice as a deliberate instrument of creation? The next chapter will explore the art of making your every utterance a powerful affirmation of the abundant reality you choose. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. Speak Wealth into Being. Imagine your voice, not merely as a tool for everyday communication, but as a sacred instrument, a powerful vibrational conduit capable of literally speaking your desired financial reality, your deepest sense of prosperity, and your most joyful experiences into tangible existence. What if every intentional, heart-centered declaration you made, infused with belief and positive emotion, was a direct command to the universe to orchestrate circumstances in your favor? Consider Isabella, who had diligently rewired much of her daily vocabulary and felt a growing sense of optimism. However, she still hesitated to boldly and consistently declare her financial goals as already unfolding, or to speak with unwavering conviction about her deservingness of significant wealth. She might think positive thoughts, but when it came to audibly affirming her prosperous future, or discussing her financial aspirations with confident certainty, a subtle reticence held her back. Isabella was like a skilled musician who knew how to play beautiful notes but was hesitant to combine them into a powerful, resonant symphony broadcasted to the world. She hadn't yet fully embraced the art of consciously and courageously speaking wealth into being. The critical problem for many individuals, even those who are becoming more mindful of their words, is a lack of consistent, focused, and powerfully intentioned verbal affirmation of the specific wealth and abundance they desire to create. They might avoid speaking about money positively for fear of sounding arrogant or delusional, or they may harbor subconscious doubts that prevent their spoken words from carrying true creative conviction. This creates a significant pain point. Their manifestation efforts can feel slow or diluted because they are not fully leveraging one of the most direct and potent tools for impressing their desires upon their subconscious mind and the energetic field of the universe, their spoken word, charged with belief. If there's a mismatch between their inner desires and their confident outward declarations, or if they speak more often about their current financial challenges than their desired future prosperity, they are inadvertently sending mixed signals, hindering their ability to transform their financial reality and build a life aligned with their highest potential for joy and fulfillment. Their voice is not yet fully engaged as an active co-creator of their abundant destiny. The transformative solution lies in the conscious, courageous, and consistent practice of speaking wealth into being. This is about intentionally using your spoken word through affirmations, declarations, empowered conversations, and even joyful exclamations, to vividly articulate, energetically charge, and repeatedly impress upon your reality the specific financial abundance and prosperous experiences you choose to manifest. The core idea is that your spoken words, when aligned with clear intention, strong belief, and positive emotion, become powerful vibrational directives that program your subconscious mind for success. Align your personal energy with the frequency of wealth, and send an unmistakable signal to the universe about what you are calling forth. This is not about idle chatter, but about using your voice as a deliberate instrument of creation, literally vocalizing your desired reality until it materializes. The benefits of mastering this practice are truly profound. You will find your self-belief and financial confidence soaring, your ability to overcome doubts and fears significantly enhanced, a more rapid and direct manifestation of your financial goals, and an increasing experience of your outer world reorganizing itself to match the prosperous truths you consistently speak. The journey to effectively speak wealth into being begins with crafting powerful, personal, and emotionally resonant wealth declarations. These are more than simple affirmations. They are strong, decisive statements of your intended financial reality, spoken with conviction and authority. For example, instead of a passive, "I hope to have more money," a wealth declaration might be, "I am a powerful wealth creator, and financial abundance flows to me consistently, joyfully, and in ever-increasing amounts for the good of all." Write down several such declarations that specifically address your financial goals and desired states of being. The next step is to make the audible practice of these declarations a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Find a time and place where you can speak them aloud with energy and enthusiasm, perhaps in the morning to set your intention for the day, during a walk, or even in front of a mirror to amplify the effect. As you speak, don't just recite the words. Truly feel the emotions of already living that declared reality, the joy, the security, the freedom, the gratitude. This emotional charge is what gives your spoken words their magnetic power. Another vital practice is to become mindful of how you speak about money and your financial situation in your everyday conversations with others. Consciously choose to speak from a place of optimism, resourcefulness, and confident expectation, even if your current circumstances haven't fully caught up to your vision. Instead of complaining about lack or problems, focus your conversations on solutions, opportunities, and your progress towards your goals. This doesn't mean being unrealistic, but it means choosing to verbally energize your desired future rather than your present challenges. It is also incredibly powerful to speak blessings over your finances and your sources of income. Regularly express audible gratitude for all the money you currently have, for all the channels through which it flows to you, and for the increasing abundance that is on its way. For instance, you might say, "I am so grateful for my thriving business, which is a wonderful channel for ever-increasing prosperity and impact." Furthermore, practice verbalizing your victories. When you achieve a financial goal, receive an unexpected sum of money, or experience any positive financial shift, speak about it joyfully, to yourself or trusted others. This verbal acknowledgement reinforces the positive manifestation and signals to the universe that you are ready for more. Finally, be wary of engaging in or listening to conversations that are predominantly negative or fear-based regarding money or the economy, as these can subtly dilute the power of your own wealth-affirming speech. Protect your verbal environment as diligently as you curate your thoughts. Consider Michael, who dreamed of tripling his freelance income within a year. He had rewired his vocabulary but still felt hesitant to boldly declare this goal as a certainty. He decided to actively speak wealth into being. He crafted a powerful declaration: "I am a highly sought-after professional, and my income joyfully triples this year as I provide exceptional value to my ideal clients." Each morning he would stand before his mirror and repeat this declaration 10 times with passion and conviction, visualizing his bank account growing and feeling the thrill of that success. When talking with his partner about his business, instead of expressing worries, he would consciously speak about the exciting new client leads he was pursuing and his confidence in reaching his income target. He also started verbally blessing every payment he received, no matter how small, saying, "Thank you, money, for flowing to me. You are a symbol of abundance, and I welcome more of you." Within 6 months, Michael noticed a dramatic shift. His confidence had soared. He was attracting larger and more frequent projects, and his income was well on its way to tripling. He had learned that by consistently and courageously speaking his desired financial reality into being, he was indeed powerfully co-creating it. Now that you have awakened to the inherent power of your words, understand how language shapes your abundance, are actively rewiring your daily vocabulary for prosperity, and have begun the potent practice of speaking wealth directly into being, the next crucial step is to ensure that your spoken declarations are in perfect, unwavering alignment with your deepest vision for your life. How do you harmonize your everyday speech with the grand design of your most abundant and fulfilling future, making every word a resonant note in the symphony of your success? The next chapter will guide you in this vital alignment. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. Align Speech with Vision. What if your clearest, most heartfelt vision for an abundant and fulfilling life, that magnificent inner movie of your ideal future, remained merely a beautiful, ephemeral dream, because your daily speech, the very words you use moment to moment, wasn't consistently echoing, reinforcing, and powerfully broadcasting that magnificent picture out into the universe? Many individuals may dedicate time to visualizing their goals or affirming their desires in specific focus sessions. Yet in their everyday conversations, their casual remarks, or even their internal self-talk, their language subtly contradicts or undermines the very reality they are aspiring to create. Consider Isabella, who had a vibrant vision of herself as a successful, joy-filled entrepreneur, positively impacting many lives and enjoying significant financial freedom. She would spend her mornings visualizing this beautiful future. However, throughout her day, when talking with friends or even in her own passing thoughts, she might still complain about her current struggles, joke self-deprecatingly about her bad luck with money, or speak with doubt about whether her ambitious vision could truly materialize. This created an energetic dissonance, a vibrational tug-of-war between the beautiful future she envisioned and the limiting present. Her everyday words were still affirming, thereby slowing down her ability to attract and step into the life of abundance that was her natural right. The critical problem for many people on their journey to using words to attract wealth is this lack of consistent alignment between their grandest vision for an abundant life and the actual content and energetic tone of their daily speech. They may hold a beautiful picture of prosperity in their mind's eye, but if their everyday language, their conversations about work, money, relationships, and their own potential is still predominantly colored by doubt, complaint, worry, or limitation, it creates a significant energetic misalignment. This creates a painful point of friction in the manifestation process. Their conscious intentions and visualizations are pulling in one direction, while their habitual speech patterns are pulling in another. This vibrational incongruence confuses the subconscious mind, sends mixed signals to the universe, and can significantly dilute the attractive power of their focused manifestation efforts. It's like trying to sail a ship towards a desired port, your vision, while unknowingly allowing small, persistent leaks, negative or misaligned speech to slowly fill the hull, making the journey arduous and the destination seem perpetually out of reach. Without consciously and consistently aligning their daily speech with their highest vision, individuals may find their progress towards a joy-filled, prosperous life frustratingly slow or even stalled. The transformative solution lies in the dedicated and joyful practice of aligning your speech with your vision. This is about consciously and meticulously ensuring that your everyday words in all contexts and interactions become a consistent, powerful, and resonant echo of the abundant, successful, and fulfilling reality you are intending to manifest. It means making your daily language a vibrant, living testament to your highest aspirations, transforming every conversation, every self-talk moment, and every casual remark into an opportunity to reinforce and energize your desired future. The core idea is that when your spoken words are in perfect, unwavering harmony with your inner vision, you create an incredibly potent and coherent energetic broadcast that powerfully impresses your desires upon your subconscious mind and signals to the universe with unmistakable clarity that you are ready and expecting this vision to materialize. This alignment turns your speech into a continuous, active force of creation. The benefits are truly profound. You will find your belief in your vision strengthening daily, your motivation and inspiration soaring, synchronicities and opportunities aligning with your vision appearing more frequently, and your external reality beginning to transform with greater speed and ease to match the magnificent picture you are consistently articulating. The journey to align your speech with your vision begins with regularly and vividly reconnecting with your core vision for an abundant life. Each morning, or at a dedicated time, spend a few moments immersing yourself in the sights, sounds, and most importantly, the feelings of already living your most desired reality. Let this vision become a clear, emotionally charged internal reference point. Then, throughout your day, practice becoming hyper-aware of your speech patterns. Notice any instances where your words, whether spoken to others or to yourself, seem to contradict or undermine this cherished vision. For example, if your vision is one of financial freedom, but you find yourself frequently complaining about current lack or future financial worries, this is a point of misalignment. The next powerful step is to practice vision casting with your words. This means learning to speak about your desired future outcomes and your vision as if they are already in the process of joyfully and successfully unfolding. Instead of saying, "I hope someday I'll have a successful business," you might say, "I am so excited about the continued growth and positive impact of my thriving business." This doesn't mean denying current realities, but it means choosing to verbally energize your desired future. Transform any complaints or expressions of lack into affirmations that support your vision. If you catch yourself complaining about a current challenge, consciously reframe it by asking, "How is this situation actually helping me move closer to my vision?" Or by affirming, "Even this is contributing to the unfolding of my perfect, abundant life." Use the art of storytelling, both in your internal dialogue and in your conversations with trusted, supportive individuals, to reinforce your vision. Tell compelling positive stories about how your goals are being achieved, how challenges are being overcome, and how your life is beautifully aligning with your highest aspirations. Your subconscious mind loves stories and will work to make them true. Furthermore, when discussing your vision with others, speak with passion, conviction, and unwavering belief. Let your enthusiasm be contagious. Your confident articulation of your vision not only reinforces it for you, but can also attract support and opportunities from those who resonate with your energy. Finally, practice living in the end with your language. Speak, think, and act from the perspective of someone for whom the vision has already beautifully materialized. This powerful linguistic alignment bridges the gap between your present and your desired future. Imagine David, whose vision was to become a successful author, enjoying creative freedom and a comfortable lifestyle. However, in his daily conversations, he often spoke of his struggles as a writer, the difficulty of getting published, and his fears of not being good enough. To align his speech with his vision, David began a new practice. Each morning, he would vividly imagine holding his published best-selling book, and then consciously choose to speak throughout his day as if that reality was already unfolding. When friends asked about his writing, instead of focusing on challenges, he would share his excitement about the story he was crafting and his confidence in its future success. He started referring to himself, both internally and to others, as an author in the process of creating my next bestseller. This consistent alignment of his speech with his ultimate vision had a remarkable effect. He felt more inspired and motivated in his writing, his self-doubt began to diminish, and he found himself attracting helpful connections within the publishing world, all because his words were now powerfully paving the way for his vision to become his reality. Now that you are awakening to the power of your words, understanding how language shapes abundance, rewiring your daily vocabulary, speaking wealth into being, and consciously aligning your everyday speech with your grandest vision, you are building an incredibly coherent, energetic signal. But what if you could learn to choose specific types of words and linguistic patterns that act as even more potent energetic magnets, actively and consistently attracting more abundance, more opportunities, and more joy into your life with even greater speed and precision? The next chapter will delve into the art of using these highly attractive words. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. Words that attract more. Imagine your words not just as messengers, but as powerful, active magnets, each possessing a unique vibrational charge capable of drawing specific experiences, opportunities, and levels of abundance into your life. While aligning your speech with your vision creates a clear directional force, are you consistently choosing the super magnet words, those specific linguistic gems that are inherently encoded with the highest frequencies of attraction, designed to call forth more prosperity, more joy, and more fulfillment with exceptional potency and speed? Consider an individual named Liam, who had become quite adept at speaking positively about his goals and aligning his language with his desired outcomes. He noticed improvements, but he felt there was still another level of linguistic mastery he could attain, a way to make his words even more powerfully compelling to the universal forces of creation. He was like a skilled archer who knew how to aim, but was now seeking to understand the subtle aerodynamics that could make his arrows fly even truer and with greater impact. Liam was ready to discover and consciously wield those specific words that attract more, transforming his speech from a generally positive force into a highly targeted instrument of accelerated manifestation. The significant problem for many people, even those who are diligently practicing positive speech and aligning their words with their vision, is an unawareness of the subtle yet profound differences in vibrational potency among various words and linguistic structures. They may be using generally good language, but not necessarily the most powerfully attractive or expansive vocabulary available to them, thereby not fully leveraging the magnetic potential of their speech. This can lead to a pain point where manifestations, while positive, might still feel slower or less impactful than they could be. They might be using words that are hopeful, but not yet fully expectant, or words that are pleasant, but lack the energetic charge of true abundance consciousness. For example, saying, "I hope to get that promotion," carries a different, less magnetic energy than declaring, "I am enthusiastically preparing to embrace my new, more expansive role." The former expresses a wish, while the latter embodies an expectation and an alignment with receiving. Without a conscious understanding and application of these more potent linguistic attractors, individuals may not be fully harnessing their verbal power to create the rapid and overflowing abundance that is their natural right. The transformative solution lies in consciously learning to identify, understand, and consistently employ words that attract more. This involves developing a refined sensitivity to the energetic nuances of language and deliberately choosing words and phrases that are inherently expansive, deeply grateful, powerfully expectant, clearly value-oriented, and which resonate with the highest frequencies of joy, success, and unlimited possibility. The core idea is that certain words and linguistic framings act as energetic amplifiers, significantly boosting the magnetic power of your intentions and drawing your desires to you with greater speed and precision. By infusing your daily speech with these high-vibration linguistic gems, you transform your communication into an even more potent and irresistible force for attracting the abundant life you are designing. The benefits of this refined linguistic mastery are truly remarkable. You will find your manifestations accelerating, opportunities appearing with even greater frequency and alignment, your personal energy feeling more consistently uplifted and expansive, and your ability to inspire and positively influence both yourself and others significantly enhanced. This is about fine-tuning your verbal instrument to play the most compelling symphony of abundance. The journey to master words that attract more begins with cultivating an even deeper appreciation for the vibrational quality of language. A foundational principle is to infuse your speech with sincere and specific gratitude and appreciation, not just for what you have, but for what is coming. Instead of a general thank you, try I am so profoundly grateful for the continuous and ever-increasing flow of financial abundance that supports my joyful and fulfilling life. This specificity and emotional depth amplify the attractive power of gratitude. Embrace and regularly use expansive vocabulary when speaking about your potential, your goals, and the universe's supply. Words like limitless, boundless, infinite, overflowing, bountiful, exponential, magnificent, and unlimited help to stretch your consciousness and align your energy with the reality of more than enough. Shift your linguistic focus heavily towards solutions, value creation, and positive contributions rather than dwelling on problems, needs, or what is lacking. When you speak about how your work benefits others or how you are creatively solving challenges, you radiate an energy of competence and positive impact that naturally attracts more success. The art of asking empowering questions is also key. Instead of asking, "Why is this so difficult?" which focuses on the problem, ask what an exciting opportunity this is to discover new strengths and solutions. Or, how can this situation unfold for my highest good and the good of all involved? Such questions presuppose positive outcomes and attract resourceful answers. Consistently use words that affirm your absolute deservingness and your effortless capacity to receive. Phrases like, I joyfully welcome and easily receive, I am naturally aligned with, it is my divine right to experience, carry a powerful frequency of entitled in the most positive, soul-aligned sense reception. Furthermore, be vigilant about eliminating words that imply doubt, conditionality, or hesitation, such as try, hope, maybe, if only, or should. Replace them with words of certainty, commitment, and action, like I choose, I create, I will, I am. Finally, learn to speak with vivid, sensory-rich language when describing your desired outcomes, as if they are already real and you are experiencing them with all your senses. This makes your verbal manifestations more tangible and compelling to your subconscious mind and to the universe. Consider Alicia, a coach who wanted to attract more ideal clients to her practice. She was already speaking positively about her work, but she decided to consciously incorporate words that attract more. Instead of saying, I help people feel better, she started saying, I empower my clients to unlock their limitless potential and create lives of profound joy and vibrant well-being. When discussing her fees, instead of tentatively saying, my program costs X, she would confidently state, investing in this transformative journey with me is a powerful step towards desired client outcome, and the exchange is X. She also began to pepper her conversations with clients and her marketing materials with words like thriving, radiant, effortless, and exponential growth. This subtle but powerful shift in her language created a palpable increase in the perceived value and magnetic appeal of her offerings. She noticed that clients were more enthusiastic, more willing to invest, and her practice began to attract a significantly larger and more aligned clientele, all because she had learned to choose words that specifically amplified the energy of attraction and value. Now that your speech is aligning with your grandest vision, and you are consciously infusing it with specific words that carry an amplified magnetic charge for attracting more, the next vital step is to ensure that this new, empowered way of speaking becomes not just an occasional practice, but an effortless, automatic, and deeply integrated part of your entire daily life. How do you transform these linguistic upgrades into ingrained habits that consistently create positive, tangible shifts in your day-to-day reality, making abundance your constant spoken and lived experience? The next chapter will guide you in mastering this art of daily language for daily shifts. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 7. Daily Language, Daily Shift. What if every single day, through the seemingly small, almost unconscious choices of your everyday words, the casual remarks to your family, the brief exchanges with colleagues, the silent whispers of your internal self-talk, you were either subtly reinforcing old patterns of limitation and lack, or powerfully and consistently building new neural and energetic pathways that lead directly to an ever-increasing experience of abundance, creating a tangible, positive daily shift in your reality? Many individuals, after learning about aligning their speech with vision and using words that attract more, might apply these principles with enthusiasm during focused exercises or when consciously thinking about manifestation, but then find it challenging to maintain this new linguistic awareness throughout the myriad interactions and mental wanderings of a typical day. Consider an aspiring investor, Michael, who diligently practiced his wealth affirmations each morning and consciously used expansive language when discussing his financial goals with his mentor. However, in his everyday conversations with friends, he often found himself slipping back into old habits, casually complaining about market volatility, joking about being always a bit short, or expressing anxieties about the economy. This inconsistency in his daily language was creating a subtle, yet persistent energetic drag, diluting the power of his focused efforts and slowing down the consistent, positive shifts he desired in his financial reality. He hadn't yet fully mastered the art of making his abundant speech an all-day, everyday lived experience. The critical problem for many people striving to use their daily words to attract abundance is this challenge of maintaining consistent linguistic alignment throughout the entirety of their waking hours. It is one thing to be mindful of language during dedicated manifestation moments, but quite another to ensure that this conscious, abundance-oriented speech becomes the natural, default mode of expression in all situations, from the most mundane interactions to moments of stress or distraction. This inconsistency creates a significant pain point, the feeling that their progress is not as rapid or as steady as it could be, or that they are inadvertently neutralizing their positive verbal intentions with unconsciously spoken words of doubt, fear, or limitation. If the majority of their daily linguistic output is still subtly tinged with old scarcity patterns, even powerful affirmations or well-chosen attractor words used intermittently may struggle to gain dominant traction in their energy field. This can lead to a frustrating sense of one step forward, half a step back, hindering their ability to create the continuous, positive daily shifts that compound into lasting financial transformation and a life aligned with their highest potential for joy and fulfillment. The transformative solution lies in the dedicated and mindful practice of daily language, daily shift. This is about committing to the conscious and consistent application of abundance-oriented vocabulary and empowering speech patterns in every facet of your everyday life, transforming your moment-to-moment linguistic choices into powerful, incremental catalysts for positive change. The core idea is that it is the cumulative effect of your consistent daily language that truly reshapes your subconscious programming, recalibrates your energetic frequency, and creates tangible, observable shifts in your external reality. By making every word count, by infusing even casual conversations and internal dialogues with the energy of abundance, You turn your entire day into a continuous manifestation practice, where small linguistic upgrades consistently compound into significant and lasting transformations. The benefits of this deep integration are truly profound. You will find your baseline mood and energy levels naturally elevating, your resilience to negativity increasing, your ability to spot and act on opportunities becoming almost second nature, and your financial reality beginning to shift in steady, reliable, and increasingly joyful ways as your spoken world consistently mirrors your desired abundant existence. The journey to make abundant language your daily, lived reality, thereby creating consistent daily shifts, begins with a renewed commitment to mindful awareness, extending your word watching into all corners of your day. Set an intention each morning to be particularly conscious of your language in everyday situations. When talking with family, interacting with colleagues, ordering coffee, or even commenting on the weather, notice your habitual responses and casual remarks. A powerful practice is to choose a specific daily word focus. For example, one day you might focus on consciously using words of gratitude in as many situations as possible. Another day, your focus might be on using words of possibility and opportunity when discussing any challenge. This targeted daily focus helps to build new linguistic muscles. Engage in what can be called conversational manifestation. This means skillfully and subtly guiding your everyday conversations towards more positive, uplifting, and abundance-oriented themes, or at least refraining from getting drawn into prolonged discussions that revolve around lack, complaint, or fear. You can do this by asking empowering questions, sharing positive perspectives, or gently redirecting the topic. Practice meticulous self-correction of your speech throughout the day without self-judgment. If you catch yourself using a limiting phrase or a word that feels out of alignment with abundance, mentally or even quietly, if appropriate, acknowledge it and immediately rephrase it using your new, more empowering vocabulary. This consistent correction rewires your brain for positive speech. Consider using anchor words or anchor phrases, short, potent abundance affirmations that you can mentally repeat to quickly shift your energy and your linguistic focus back to a prosperous state if you find yourself feeling negative or about to speak from an old pattern. For instance, a simple "all is well, abundance flows" can be a powerful reset. Keep a daily shifts journal for a week or two, specifically noting any small positive changes, synchronicities, or opportunities that you observe in your reality as you become more consistent with your abundant daily language. This helps you to see the direct correlation and reinforces your commitment. Finally, make it a joyful game. Approach this practice of daily linguistic refinement not as a chore, but as an exciting exploration of your creative power. Celebrating every small victory as you become more masterful in using your words to sculpt a more abundant and fulfilling day every day. Imagine Sophia, who worked in a busy office environment where casual complaining about workloads or finances was common. She realized this daily exposure was subtly undermining her efforts to speak and attract abundance. To create a daily shift, Sophia decided to become a beacon of positive language in her interactions. When colleagues started complaining, she would listen politely for a moment, then gently try to steer the conversation towards solutions or acknowledge a positive aspect of their work. In her own speech, she made a conscious effort to replace phrases like "I'm swamped" with "I have a wonderfully full and productive day." She started a small office gratitude jar where people could anonymously drop notes of appreciation, subtly shifting the collective verbal energy. She also used her commute time to listen to uplifting audios that reinforced her abundant vocabulary. Over several weeks, Sophia noticed remarkable changes. Not only did her own stress levels decrease and her enjoyment of work increase, but her colleagues also seemed to respond more positively to her, and surprisingly, new, more interesting project opportunities began to come her way within the company. Sophia discovered that by consistently managing her daily language, she was indeed creating tangible, positive daily shifts in her entire work experience and her prospects for advancement. Now that you are mastering the art of aligning your speech with your vision, infusing it with words that actively attract more, and making this empowered language a consistent part of your daily life to create tangible daily shifts, you stand at the threshold of ultimate linguistic mastery in manifestation. How do you then fully step into the profound realization that your spoken word, when uttered from a place of absolute inner congruence and unwavering faith, becomes an undeniable, manifest truth in your reality, effortlessly calling forth the abundant destiny you so clearly desire and deserve? The final chapter of our core teachings will illuminate this sacred power of manifesting through your spoken truth. Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula. Give this video a like and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 8. Manifest through spoken truth. Imagine your voice, now honed through conscious practice and aligned with your deepest vision of abundance, becoming a divine instrument of creation, so perfectly tuned to the harmonies of the universe that every word you speak with heartfelt conviction and unwavering faith resonates as undeniable truth, instantly setting into motion the benevolent forces of manifestation to bring forth your most cherished desires into tangible reality. This is the sacred culmination of your journey with Speak and Attract. It is the art and power of manifesting through spoken truth. It is where your inner knowing, your emotional resonance, and your verbal declarations merge into a single, irresistible creative force, making your word your world. Consider Alara, who had diligently journeyed through all the stages of linguistic and energetic refinement. She had awakened to the power of her words, reshaped her abundance narrative, rewired her daily vocabulary, learned to speak wealth into being, aligned her speech with her grandest vision, infused it with magnetic language, and made it her consistent daily practice. Now Alara found herself in a state of profound inner coherence. When she spoke of her desires, of her intentions for a life filled with joy, purpose, and overflowing prosperity, her words carried an unmistakable weight, a calm certainty that was palpable. There was no longer any dissonance between her inner truth and her outer expression. As a result, her manifestations began to unfold with astonishing grace, speed, and precision, as if the universe itself was eagerly responding to the clear, resonant command of her spoken truth. The final, subtle challenge, or rather the most profound invitation, on this path of mastering your verbal power for abundance, is to achieve and sustain that state of absolute, unwavering congruence between your spoken words, your deepest beliefs, your emotional energy, and your soul's authentic essence. If any lingering trace of doubt, unworthiness, or inner conflict remains, even when speaking positive and powerful words, the full creative potency of your spoken truth can be slightly diminished. The aspiration here is to reach a level of inner alignment so complete that when you declare your desired reality, you are speaking not from a place of hope or effort, but from a place of absolute knowing, an unshakable conviction that what you speak is truth, and therefore must manifest. This isn't about forceful assertion, but about a serene, powerful resonance that comes from the very core of your being, a state where your voice becomes a pure, unimpeded channel for universal creative energy. The transformative solution, the ultimate expression of your ability to speak and attract, lies in fully embracing and consistently living from the power of manifesting through spoken truth. This means cultivating such a profound level of inner alignment, unwavering faith, and heartfelt conviction that your intentionally spoken declarations become potent, self-fulfilling prophecies, effortlessly shaping your reality to match your highest vision of abundance and fulfillment. The core idea is that when your words are a pure, authentic, and unconflicted expression of your soul's truth, backed by the full force of your belief and positive emotion, they carry an immense creative charge that the universe cannot help but respond to by bringing those words into tangible form. This is where your voice transcends mere communication and becomes a sacred instrument of co-creation with the divine. The benefits of achieving this level of mastery are truly limitless. You will experience a profound sense of empowerment and agency over your life, witness your desires manifesting with astonishing speed and precision, live in a continuous state of grace and flow, and become a radiant beacon of possibility, demonstrating through your own life the incredible power of spoken truth to create a reality of boundless wealth, joy, and purpose. The journey to manifest through your spoken truth begins with deepening your cultivation of unshakable inner conviction behind every abundance affirmation and declaration you make. This requires ongoing attention to your inner state, ensuring that your beliefs and emotions are in full support of the words you speak. Before making important declarations, take a few moments to center yourself, connect with your heart, and truly feel the emotional reality of your desired outcome as already present. Speak from this place of heartfelt resonance and soul alignment, not just from your intellect. Practice the art of declarative manifestation with even greater authority and clarity. This involves making bold, unequivocal statements about your desired reality, as if it is not just a future possibility, but an already existing truth that is now simply unfolding into your visible experience. For example, I am now living in my dream home, filled with joy, peace, and abundance, spoken with absolute inner certainty. The key is to progressively release all traces of doubt and to embrace a state of radical trust in the creative power of your spoken word when it is aligned with universal truth. Affirm your faith regularly with statements like, "My word is powerful, and the universe responds instantly to my spoken truth," or "I speak with unwavering conviction, and my reality joyfully conforms to my declarations." It is also vital to live in complete integrity with your spoken truths. Ensure that your daily actions, choices, and behaviors are consistent with the abundant reality you are declaring. If you speak of prosperity but act from a place of fear or lack, you create dissonance. Your congruent actions powerfully reinforce your spoken truth. Finally, regularly bless your words, consciously imbuing them with love, light, and the intention that they serve as powerful, benevolent agents of creation for your highest good and the highest good of all. See your voice as a sacred gift, capable of weaving a tapestry of magnificent abundance. Consider David, the author we met earlier, who had aligned his speech with his vision of becoming a successful writer. As he continued his journey, he moved into the realm of manifesting through spoken truth. He no longer just hoped for success, he knew it. When he spoke about his upcoming book, it was with a calm, profound certainty and a joyful anticipation that was infectious. He would declare, "This book is a beloved bestseller, touching millions of lives and bringing me immense joy and prosperity." He spoke this not as an affirmation to convince himself, but as a statement of fact from his deepest being. And as he lived from this spoken truth, continuing to write with passion, engaging with his audience authentically, and trusting the process, his words indeed became his reality. His book achieved remarkable success, far exceeding his initial visualizations, all because his spoken declarations were a pure, unconflicted outpouring of his soul's aligned truth. David had mastered the art of speaking his world into magnificent being. To manifest through spoken truth is to arrive at a place of profound co-creative partnership with the universe, where your voice, aligned with your deepest self and imbued with unwavering faith, becomes an effortless yet incredibly powerful instrument for shaping a reality of boundless abundance, joy, and fulfillment. It is the beautiful culmination of awakening to the power of your words, understanding how language shapes your experience, rewiring your daily vocabulary, speaking wealth directly into being, aligning your speech with your grandest vision, infusing it with words that attract even more, and making this empowered language your consistent daily practice. This is not merely a technique, but a way of being, a testament to the sacred, creative power that resides within your every spoken word when it is an authentic echo of your soul's song. This enlightening journey through Speak and Attract, Use Daily Words of Abundance has been dedicated to awakening you to the profound, often untapped creative power that resides within your own voice and daily language. From understanding the fundamental power of words and how they shape your experience of abundance, to consciously rewiring your vocabulary, speaking wealth into being, aligning your speech with your highest vision, utilizing words that specifically attract more, and making empowered language your consistent daily reality, culminating in the art of manifesting through your spoken truth. Each chapter has been a stepping stone towards reclaiming your linguistic sovereignty. The core message is that by consciously choosing and using words of abundance, you can transform your financial reality, cultivate pervasive prosperity, and build a life perfectly aligned with your highest potential for joy and fulfillment. We extend our deepest gratitude for joining us on this transformative exploration. May your words now and always be potent seeds that blossom into a magnificent garden of limitless abundance in every area of your life. Remember to like this video, share how your words are shaping your world in the comments below, and subscribe to Success Attraction Formula for continuous inspiration on your path to speaking and attracting your most joyful and prosperous life.